So another virtue of Medina is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made dua that Allah places barakah in Al-Madina, and as we know, barakah is an increase and long-lasting good. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allahumma barik samarina, put barakah in our dates, and put barakah in our town, and put barakah in our measurements, which is the measurements of food. This hadith in Sahih Muslim. This shows that Medina has barakah. People may not have much, may not have much wealth in other cities. The wealth in Medina will last longer and will be increased. The Prophet ﷺ, he said that on the mountains of Medina are angels, and therefore plagues and the Dajjal cannot enter. So the hadith is in Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim. It is telling us that whoever wants to be protected and saved from the fitna of Dajjal, who will emerge at the end of times, Medina is the place to reside in. Angels protecting Medina will not allow Dajjal to enter. Medina expels and eliminates all types of impurities. Jabir ibn Abdullah said that the Prophet ﷺ said that Medina is a furnace that eliminates impurities and cleanses the good, or the bad, and then ensures that the people. This hadith in Bukhari, and this indicates that people is corrupt. Medina will expel these people. Those who are sincere and have taqwa, they'll be purified and will be cleansed, and hearts filled with guidance, cleansed from all types of evil. Dying in Al-Madinah, Abdullah ibn Umar said that the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever is able to die in Medina, let him do so, because I will intercede him. This is a hadith in Imam Ahmad and Tirmidhi. It shows that the Prophet encourages us to go to Medina. The Prophet is saying, come to Medina, be from the residents of Medina, don't leave Al-Madinah, and ask Allah to grant you death in Al-Madinah. The love that the Prophet ﷺ had for Al-Madinah, Aisha, she narrates that the Prophet ﷺ said, "O Allah, make Medina beloved to us, just as you have made Makkah to us and more beloved." Bukhari and Muslim hadith. Love for Medina and Makkah, it shows. Anas reports that the Prophet ﷺ, when he would return from a journey and he would see from the journey, he would speed up, and Anas, he would do this for the love of Medina. This is in Sahih Bukhari. Aisha, she also narrates that the Prophet ﷺ, when he died, the companions, they differed regarding his burial. What should we do? Abu Bakr said that he heard the Prophet ﷺ say that Allah, he does not take the life of one of his prophets except the place that the Prophet would love to be buried. Allah chose the place for burial, which is Al-Madinah. The fact that in Al-Madinah we have the mountain of Uhud, is narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said that the mountain of Uhud, it loves us and we love it. This is in Sahih al-Bukhari. The mountain, it loves us and we love it, and those who visit Al-Madinah, they will realize that when they visit the area of Uhud, the mountain loves you and the Muslims. So we know this, we know dear for this mountain. Finally, from the benefits and virtues, it's something related to the dates. So Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said that the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever in the morning has 7 ajwa dates, he will not be affected by poison or seher that day. This is Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim. Aisha said that the ajwa al-aliyah found in Medina, Sahih al-Bukhari, Imam Nawawi mentions about this hadith of Sa'd and Aisha, and it shows the virtues of the dates of Medina and ajwa of dates, is the fact that it's 7 in number. We don't know the hikmah behind it, and it's an obligation to believe in it, and the virtues and the same applies for the rakats of prayer. The Masjid in Al-Madinah, there's 2, so there's Masjid Al-Nabawi, there's Masjid Al-Quba. Masjid Al-Nabawi, there are lots of virtues that the Prophet ﷺ said that you should not make any religious trip except to 3 masajid: my mosque, Masjid Al-Haram, and Masjid Al-Nabawi. The virtues, it is better than 1,000 prayers. Praying in my masjid is better than 1,000 prayers elsewhere except Masjid al-Haram. This is mentioned in Sahih Bukhari. And also regarding this masjid, firstly, the multiplication of the reward of prayer. The reward of praying 1,000 prayers is not just for fard but also for nawafil and sunnah prayers. Secondly, the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever prays in my masjid, it does not mean the area that was in his masjid during his time. Rather, it includes the expansion of the masjid. The evidence for this is that during the time of Umar, his Khilafah, and Uthman, the masjid was expanded. If there was no virtue of this extra part of the masjid, the companions would have told us that, and also they would not have agreed with Umar and Uthman in actually expanding that masjid. Thirdly, within Masjid al-Nabawi, there is a part of the masjid which is considered a garden of Jannah. That is, which is between my place and my mimbar, is a garden from the gardens of Jannah, which is in Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim. It specifies a part of the Masjid of Nabawi. Masjid al-Nabawi is, that the Prophet ﷺ said that whoever goes to this masjid and goes there to seek knowledge, a student of knowledge, then a reward of a complete hajj will be given to him. He who goes to Masjid al-Nabawi to seek knowledge, he is like somebody who is fighting in the path of Allah. When the Prophet ﷺ was making hijrah to Madina, he stopped at the area of Quba, which is now part of the city of Madina. At those times, it wasn't. The Prophet stopped and stayed there for these days. He laid the foundations of Masjid al-Quba and the first masjid in Islam. The masjid is mentioned in Surah Tawbah. The masjid that the foundations laid upon it, raised upon, it was built upon taqwa. This is where I'm going to conclude my video, so inshallah catch you in the next video, which I'll be discussing, briefly finishing the virtues of Medina and then going to the manners of being in Medina, which are really important. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Astaghfirullah.